Colo-Colo at the start of the year. Under 20 international. Really play a part in Colo-Colo's terrific run to, of course, the semi-finals of last year's Libertadores. A great run for the Chileans. A long overdue run for a Chilean side, in truth, in the Libertadores. Searching ball, looking for Hernandez. I think he may have won a free kick here. He has. Long ball came in behind captain Hans Salinas, who was always going to be second best, but it's very, very silly from Salinas. He's clearly getting outdone for pace. But Omar Fernandez not really going anywhere, in fact struggling just to keep the ball in place, so to put the two hands on his back. Careless, to say the least, from Salinas, who, if you remember back to the first few minutes, there was a stray arm in the back of Omar Fernandez inside the penalty area. Big penalty appeal from Fernandez, at least, that didn't get much of a look from either Derlis Lopez or the VAR crew by the look of things, but clearly Salinas not learning his lesson. This time he is punished. It's a free kick. Alexis Zapata will take it. We'll step over it and leave it for Palazzo. It's pulled back. It's nicely worked, this. Shooting chance, and it's deflected behind for a corner. Zapata and Palazzo nearly combining cleverly from the free kick. Corner's taken short. Takes a touch on the way through. It's headed away at the near post by Salinas. Back with Omar Fernandez. Another cross in from the left. Another headed clearance. And the captain once more. Omar Fernandez has lost out here. Chance maybe for Iquique to break. This is not the options forward in black. Good touch. I think there would have been an offside flag. Alabanos. And he looks to go on the outside of Salinas. Crosses with his right foot. Easily defended and cleared away. And that will be a free kick. Mauricio. Late into the challenge. Second half started in much the same pattern that we saw for much of the first half. Independiente Santa Fe looking to play the game in the Iquique half. Chileans hoping they can soak up some of that pressure and get the ball forward quickly. Eno tries to bring the ball down, but Torres quickly onto him to win it back for the home team. Independiente Santa Fe, but a decent home record in the Libertadores knockout games. 3 of the last 4 ties when they've lost the first leg away from home. They've ended up turning things around. Cross comes in. No one's going to get there on this occasion. Albeit those 3 examples coming a while ago now. 2 of them in 2013 against Gremio and Olimpia when they had that run to the semi-finals. 2015 against Estudiantes, And in those games, they didn't concede, unlike this evening. But they do have that record of being able to overturn first leg defeats. It's back in Bogota. Delivery from Alexis Zapata. All swung into that cluster. Rodallega can't hit it on the volley. Nearly fell for the veteran. Instead, from Mafla. Albanos. Zapata. Albanos and Zapata working it down the left. Zapata very nearly getting in a bit of a muddle, but still keeps the ball, and it's back with Palassa. Palassa, incisive pass to Torres inside the area. Torres tried the little back heel. Instead, it's another cross from the left. It takes a touch. This time it won't go behind for a corner. It will be recovered by Leandro Requena. And Pablo Peirano prepares another change here for the home team. Approaching the hour mark, Independiente Santa Fe to find the second goal of the night that would level up the tie. Half an hour of normal time remaining. It might now be time for Pablo Peirano to take something of a risk. The goal scorer this evening, Ewil Murillo, is the player to be replaced, and coming on in his place is going to be Santiago Mosquera. Omar Fernandez also coming out, and it's number 9, Angelo Rodriguez, coming in to replace him. Omar Fernandez has probably been one of the livelier players for Independiente Santa Fe, but it is a shift in the formation to bring in another number 9, another centre forward in Angelo Rodriguez to go up there and play alongside. Will therefore come in as another wide player to try and provide the support. Here is Rodriguez, the substitute, getting his first touch. Ball comes back to Palassa. Hangs one up at the back post. Here is the other substitute, Mosquera. Mosquera crosses towards Rodallega. Sanova's there to head away. It is all the home team now. Long shot that comes in and struck well enough, but off target from Emmanuel Oliveira. Down the right, Mosquera down the left, and the front two of Rodallega and Rodriguez. The game plan in place now for Pablo Peirano for the final half an hour in order to turn this tie around. Here though, as he leans in and pulls back. Iquique respond with a change of their own as Enzo Orchos makes way. Misael Davila, an experienced player, on in his place. years of age now. Davila was at the club last time they were in the Libertadores back in 2017 when they went out in that group stage. Into the club in this window from Palestino. Sends a free kick, a rare opportunity perhaps in this second half. Rodeaga's back helping out his team to head away from Independiente Santa Fe. Will now look to get out. It's the ball forward again. Offside flag. We'll see that chance come to nothing. There's a little bit more urgency now, as expected, among Independiente Santa Fe. Desperate to get on with things here, as they still need a goal, at least. Force penalties tonight, remember. They will go straight to penalties if the aggregate score is level after 90 minutes. Here is Mosquera. Rodeaga, the target, so perhaps, as a result, occupying that Iquique back line, and as such, creating the space at the back post. Albanos does everything right up until the shot, which is slightly comfortably. Puig. Davila. Well defended by Torres. Casanova gets across to cover. Prevents it from going behind for a corner and clears, but straight. Mosquera throws the ball forward towards Rodriguez. He can't get the better of Carlos Rodriguez, who can head it away. It's going to be a lot of that in the next 20 minutes. Mosquera again lifting it forward. Once again, Rodriguez the target. Looks to roll Casanova. Can't get away from his grip on this occasion. Iquique, they have been, at least throughout this second half, really looking to clear the ball away. And little else. Edson Puig barely been involved in the second half at least. Pino now very much just the outlet for those long-lasting clearance forwards to see if he can get onto the ball, make it stick, which he hasn't really been able to do. Albanos comes inside. Pass for Zapata. One more for Torres. Mafla trying to exchange passes with Mosquera, who's been lively since he came on. Mosquera with a quick burst of acceleration, low crossing at the near post. Rodeaga tries to attack it. Again, hacked clear, but straight back to those in red and white. Albanos. Hopeful effort then to me. Here is an opportunity for Pino just to try and hold on to the ball. He's unable to do that. Torres outmuscles him. Ball out wide for Mosquera. Mosquera inside the area, shoots on that right foot, lifts it over the top of the crossbar. Apologises to those waiting inside the 18-yard box. Very clear front four almost for Independiente Santa Fe now since the changes. Albanos, the right side of that four. But here Mosquera in sort of inverted positions really. And this is perhaps when that doesn't work, because Albanos found the space, but on that weaker right side, didn't catch the shot cleanly. Gets a touch, but a fleeting one. As Danny Torres, he's caught there. That might produce the game's first yellow card. It does. Pino's asking the referee to help him with a bit of crap. Tired challenge from the front man, or at least that's his argument. Catching Torres late as he releases the pass. And as such, picking up the game's first yellow card after 67 minutes. Stay down here, Pino. Don't quite know at this stage of the game, the team leading, whether or not this is a legitimate change, but Delis Lopez is in no mood to waste for Stefan Pino. Doesn't necessarily mean it's the end of the night for the number 8. But Iquique are at that stage of the game and they will be looking to eat up as much time as possible. Frustration here for the home team as they wanted to get this free kick taken as soon as possible. I don't think the stretcher is fully off the field, which is why Delis Lopez has made them bring it back. But for now, Iquique are down to 10 men. Dani Torres. Lassa. It's been a collision off the ball here. Angelo Rodriguez and Casanova clashing, and Casanova's gone down clutching his face. Naturally, those in black are saying something there for VAR to take a look at. Angelo Rodriguez seems absolutely certain he's done absolutely nothing wrong. See it here. Rodriguez just swatting away the arm a couple of times in the build-up. Well, my oh my. Luis Casanova hanging your head in shame. Staying down here as well. As much time as possible. And it's a brush from Angelo Rodriguez as he looked to swat away that arm. Oh. I think that sets the tone for what we're going to see in the next 20 minutes. Stefan Pino recovered and wants to get back on, perhaps unsurprisingly. Albanos crosses. Cross that fails to hit either of the two now primary targets inside the middle. Pino's still appealing to get back onto the pitch, which he now is able to do. Iquique back up to the full complement of 11 players. And defending for their lives with 20 minutes or so remaining here in Bogota. Again, it's another suspect defending there as Puig just blocks off Palassa, but it's still with Independiente Santa Fe. Zapata looking for an opening, looking for space. Torres likewise finds a pass to the edge of the area. Rodriguez looking for the first time layoff. It's just going to keep on coming back. Iquique can't hold on to it more than a couple of seconds. Zapata. Lassa. Hands of Requena. Now, things getting a little nervy for Pablo Beirano. May have felt full of confidence given the very early equalizer they managed after just 15 minutes, but now with getting on just towards 15 minutes remaining, and they still need a goal just for penalties, a lot of that early confidence. Even more if Iquique can find another goal. Pino's cross flashes through. That will be a corner. Cesar Gonzalez will likely not be in any major rush to take this corner either. That Avila comes short as an option for him, and again there's a few items perhaps being thrown on. There's a coin there that Cesar Gonzalez has just chucked off the pitch. I'd like to see that. Pino will of course again be the target from this set piece. Delivery towards him, headed away by Mosquera, and then smashed clear by... Looks like another change maybe coming for the home team. Just got a little sight there. Well, this will further frustrate. Stefan Pino has gone down again, looking to stretch out, and again now needing a stretcher. Palassa is also obviously going to make way now. So coming to that injury to be replaced by Alvaro Ramos. Palassa and Zapata, the two that have made way. Two final changes for Independiente Santa Fe. Lucas Rios, Argentinian, coming in, wearing the number 29, and number 27, Jake, coming in. Albanos lifts it forward. Again, there's no chance for Rodriguez. Nor Rodallega are going to get on the end of that one. At times, just a little short of ideas, Independiente Santa Fe. Two number 9s on the pitch as yet. Since the introduction of Ángel Rodriguez, they haven't found really one decent cross. Space here for Palassa. Wasn't a great deal of pace on the cross. Rodriguez gets up really well. Needed to generate a lot of that power himself. The only way it was really going to test Requena if it was very, very well placed indeed. It wasn't. But it's a little bit better, and a first real involvement from Jacob Palassa. The player just came in a few moments ago. Palassa for Palassa at right back. 22-year-old though, showing a bright spot there, that run on the outside. Torres. Oliveira. Rios. Another one of those final substitutions made by Pablo Peirano. Everyone forward bar the centre-backs at times for Independiente Santa Fe, but how many times have we seen that? They try that pass into the feet of either Rodallega or Rodriguez since he came on. Very difficult for either of them to find feet with just those flicks around the corner that might come off, but it seems like statistically, quite a low chance of success. Another header ends in the hands of Leandro Requena. And time is running out here for Independiente Santa Fe. Things stand, it will be Iquique, the first round of this year's Libertadores. They wait to see later on this evening whether it will be Alianza Lima or Boca Juniors who meet them. Also later on tonight, the strongest and Bahia resume after their 1-1 draw last week. And then held the Brazilians to a 1-1 draw. Mosquera now, another cross into the area, another header. And Albanos can't keep this one down. It's going to be a big 10 minutes. And the game tomorrow, Boston River against Nublense. And then against Cerro Porteño, the only one of the first legs that looks done and dusted with Cerro Porteño 4-0 winners. And Deportes Tolima against Melgar. 8 games in this second round. 8 winners.
¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo están?
Into round 3 next week.
Hola, hola. Hello. Apóyeme al canal que está abajo, que es el Yohamid Khan. Apóyeme por ahí. Vayan suscribiéndose por ahí, vayan reproduciendo y así yo los apoyo acá con las transmisiones. Este es el canal secundario. Yohamid Khan es el que está comentando ahí, es mi otro canal.
Resuming their defense of the title in action, of course, this week in the Recopa against Sudamericana Champions.
Sí, ahorita transmito los de Boca con Alianza también.
Back in the Libertadores, regardless of what happens in the Recopa, with a lot of the familiar favourites, Flamengo, Palmeiras, River Plate.
Qué pesar Eduardo Méndez otra vez por fuera, otra vez oportunidad para no puede ser, esta es otro periodista técnico. Vamos Iquique, vamos.
Then goes long down the line as Iquique just look to keep hold of this as long as possible. Ramos is unable to do that. Ball has to be getting forward a bit quicker from Independiente Santa Fe with a little bit more precision. Torres, wide. Albanos. Got Palassa making the run inside him, but he comes inside onto his left. Albanos makes the shot going. Palassa picks it up, low cross that somehow flashes all the way through the box without a single touch. Hugo Rodallega falls to his knees in desperation with only 6 minutes of normal time remaining. Thought for a second Albanos on his left. And Palas's crossing just a shade behind perhaps the main target making that run at the near post and falling in between everyone else in red. Gonzalez, here's Puig. Here's Puig. Barely had a kick in the second half, Edson Puig. Lots for him to aim at inside the area. Number 10 just looks to hang on to the ball, and then he tries to make the most of some contact, which is enough contact for Delis Lopez to be a free kick. And now, once again, I don't think the Iquique substitutes appreciated. Iquique substitutes it's on down there. But still outfield players that are still involved with whatever has happened or is happening. Now I think something's being thrown from the stands there. But all it's really done is look to have eaten a couple of minutes into these final few moments. We've done the job as far as Deportes Iquique are concerned. How on earth does Delis Lopez really do anything with this? Trying to make out what was going on between just the outfield players was bad enough, but with subs involved, what looked like security staff, ball boys, absolute melee just off the side of the pitch there. And still, we wait. Omar Albanos just making sure that this will be added on at the end, which of course the officials will say it will be, but that doesn't prevent teams from successfully running down the clock. Edson Puig and Rodallega both booked. This was the spark as Edson Puig won the free kick. I don't think it was the spark of what happened after that, because I think it was just on the right side of the pitch. So perhaps some of the substitutes from Iquique not giving a ball, or the substitutes having a problem with one of the ball boys. But either way, Rodallega steamed in a very protective way. He and Puig, the two players that have been booked. That's taken it on towards the best part of 5 minutes now. Free kick has now been taken, and it's going to be a corner. It's taken a touch off the head of Omar Albanos. With less than a couple of minutes left of normal time. has delivered. It's headed away, but only as far as Puig. Pass down the side to Ramos, and Ramos stretching. Lifts one over the top of the crossbar. Been a decent couple of minutes though for Iquique as far as their objective is concerned, which is just to see that final whistle. Could be a sizable chunk, depending on how the officials read that last. Tries to find Mosquera, the ball's inside the area, Requena's out. There's a big appeal for a handball coming from Angelo Rodriguez, I think for a handball. Exactly what he's saying. It's outside the area regardless. Even if it does catch the arm of Luis Casanova. But we're heading towards stoppage time throughout this game. Far too few on target. Haven't done enough really with their overwhelming amount of possession. Rios over halfway and looking for options. Looking for Albanos over the top. It's easily defended and easily cleared away. Iquique making ready their final change just to run down what will be 8 minutes of added time. Vasquez, the centre-back, getting ready to come in. Actually, it won't be for a centre-back, it's going to be switching to a back five for the final 7 minutes or so. It is Cesar Gonzalez who comes out. Matias Blasquez, the additional. Cuesta. Ball forward, looking to find a head. Could break on the edge of the area. Shot comes in, well blocked. Iquique throwing themselves in front of the ball. Another ball blown in. On it as well. That could go down as another wonderful stop from Requena, albeit with a bit of luck as well. But still, the home team are coming forward. Rios. His cross cut out. It will be a corner.
Quiero gol.
But Santiago Mosquera within a whisker of scoring the goal. Mosquera, header away.
Silvano Sousa.
Albanos, another ball into the box. Another header away. Mosquera again. Shoots again, this time deflected. All the power taken off the ball. And Requena. You'll see from this angle Requena's involvement. He's out of position in truth.
Sí, yo aposté a Iquique.
On it, which pushes it
Más que me decía la Independiente Santa Fe, cualquier contra.
His initial position showing that corner of the goal to Requena, because I think he's expecting another somewhat hopeful clip cross in.
No sé. Ya va a terminar ya.
Catching him out. Here is Mosquera again. Rios keeps on in relief.
There's.
What a response. Second half from Leandro Requena, the 37-year-old keeper. Beaten by that bouncing Mauricio shot in the first half and producing the goods in this second to keep Iquique in front in the tie. Torres under pressure, under real pressure, and fairly sees his pocket picked, according to the referee. 2 balls on the pitch. Santa Fe just need to get this launched forward. We've got about 3 minutes of normal time remaining to find a goal which would force penalties. Everyone in red and white surging forward. That's just out of reach for Rodriguez. Mosquera might fancy another shot here. He gets a little give and go. Mosquera shoots, deflected, and ends into the feet of Requena, who now dives forward onto the ball amid a few half-hearted appeals for a penalty. Mosquera with the 1-2. An arm of Casanova, but an arm that's tucked against the body. Never going to be awarded as a penalty, which would account for those somewhat limp appeals in the direction of Derlis Lopez. Torres. Velasa. Round 1, still going. Velasa, the ball into the area. Shoot from range, that's blocked. And now it's just hammered away or goes straight up to the other end. Well, in fact, it's got the goalkeeper scrambling back towards his own goal. Mosquera able to stop it, ending in the back of the net. Independiente Santa Fe get the equalizer in the tie in virtually the last minute of the game. A look at the watch from Miguel Ramirez. His side so close to booking their place in round 3. 2-1 on the night. 3-3 on aggregate. Christian Mafla, the man of the moment for Independiente Santa Fe in the 97th minute.
Eso no era. Yo quería Deportivo Iquique que gane. Pucha madre. Ya fue, pues ya perdí mi apuesta ya. A ver.
Another one, unless lightning can strike twice. It will be a penalty shootout to decide this first round. Will of course count for nothing if they can't.
Ese es todo, finish.
Progress on penalties.
Se va. Se terminó.
Was found by Mafla.